I am here. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is good. Oh, yeah. And thank you for. Sorry for the missing out last Sunday. I suddenly got sick. So yeah, that sucked. And I've been more or less sick for like the whole week. I'm not always sick. You stop with that. um. Yeah, 2 seconds. I apparently need to find my glasses first. I think I know where they are, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll be right back. And no, Earthling, they are not on my forehead. I never put it on them on my forehead for the simple reason that it's fucking annoying. And for the second reason, I wouldn't know because my skin is very sensitive to the feeling of my of the pillows on the glasses. The ones which lay um on your nose. Yeah, with some sheeple. Yeah, but I'm a bunny, so I know where they are. And even better, I'm a book bunny. Huh. So I think should your new nickname be the sheepling or what? Hello from the bunny. Hi. Remember, I can judge you. Haha, shame on you. The bunnies in my kingdom have bulletproof skin. Haha. And bulletproof fur. And thank you for the lurk, Mark. There's no ads. I know you can't say then it's working. Remember, I have heard all those jokes before. But yes, today is the time to ride with the Rohirrim. Woohoo! And I think I uploaded the last one, but I'm not fully sure, so I'm gonna check. I haven't uploaded the last one. Yeah, we like the Rohirrim. Fuck. Chris dashboard. Content. Please say it's still there. Come on, Twitch. Earthling, they're bullying me. I can't go in and see my content. They won't allow it. Screw you, Twitch. If I give you editor, you can. 26th. Yes, that is the one I want. Yes, I would like some. Can I get some bunny slippers, please? And they need to be not made of bunny. How small do you think I am? Hey! Yeah, about there. I'm in the size 13 US. Uh, 43, 44. What the hell does this say? Cheeks! Hi! No, we're not. Earthling just like to mess with people who are new here. This is the reading, and I'm gonna read, but I forgot to upload the video from last time. Yeah. So, yeah. I had to upload it. Okay. Else it would disappear because the videos are only available for 2 weeks. Whoops. But Twitch is being a butthole. Because it won't let me do anything with my content. Buddy butthole. But, Cheeks, look, it's a bunny. Love you, bunny ears. Woo! And then if you do not behave, then it will be the judge bun. You will see. But if it likes you, then it's just gonna look at you. Yeah, and some of the people here have avatars. I think it's this one. I can't remember. It was that one. Yes. And all of those people have helped me make all of my things. Why doesn't it say anything on Potita? Oh, that's why. It is Anita and Tumi. They both drew my emotes. Except one. The spoon. The spoon was Miss Deathheart. So this one. This one was Miss Deathheart. I'm gonna show you. That one. And that one. That was Toomey, our favorite little clown. And the rest of them is Anita. No, not Gloomy. Toomey. She's not depressed. And May Creature, she is one of the, or she's the one who is giving me a lot of. Why is Twitch writing me now? Ah, nice. She drew me a lot of bunnies. So now you're gonna have to see all the bunnies. This is MIDI bun. Then you have construction bun. Ready to smash some kneecaps. Then you have garden bun. And I can't remember what Earthling calls her. Then you have the Bunhirim, which is very fitting for today. This is Jin, or Jin Bun. Then you have me, Book Bun. And here you have Tumi, the Royal Guard Bun. And Earthling, Danger Bun. Then you just have a Bun Bun. Then you have Fitness Bun. And that again, that again. Army Ranger Bun. And then you have a bun reading with a carrot. A bunny eating a carrot cupcake. And MIDI bun. And then you have bun knife. Don't try to mess with bun knife. They will stab your kneecaps. That is all of my bunnies at the moment. And then we have a place where people can get it. I knew you would say that, Sika. I knew you would say that. I will see if I can make it happen. But first, I have a wallpaper I want to get from the cheeks, the maple cheeks, and Earthling or Sika. Give cheeks a shout out. I can't. Hi. It's maple cheeks. Thank you. It's the cheeks. And then we have the normal shout out, which is just exclamation mark SO. Dogs are barking. Yes. That's cheeks. Cheeks are barking. Oh, nice. I'm happy to hear you're doing better. Nom nom. Because today is all about horses. And probably us also killing things. I am ready. Let the Bunhiram go. Oh, nice. Wow, what a show off. I need to find. And I found. And I went away. And this is my traveling animal. The Brontosaurus. Or the War Bronto. This is what I ride on. War Bronto. Gonna stomp your skulls in and make you into soup. Soup with potatoes. Yeah, that's funny. I'm gonna annoy the cheeks a little bit. Here. Hi, Larry. Hi. The knives bend the forks, thrust the bottles and burn the corks, dust the bottles and crack the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. Drop the mud, build the mat, even bottles are pretty mad. That was at the shore. Splash it down on every door. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. He's here. Yeah. But now we need to read because else I will be up to like 11, 12 or 12 p.m. midnight, something like that. And I don't want that. Read time! I will take some breaks because my throat is not completely recovered yet. But we will survive. Everything you do know, I can still time you out, right? Ooh, that's nice. Nice. I would love to learn how to edit my videos, but to be honest, I do not have the time nor the energy to do that. So yeah, to be honest, I just don't have the time or the energy to do it. A time where I maybe could do it is is in July, the summer vacation, because at some point I would also like to. Oh yes, please. Yes, please. I would really like to have the that was not even fucking doubt in my mind. Just yes, please, and thank you. Um, I want to have all the books as an audio book, so like without breaks and all of these things we have on stream. So yes, because at the moment I have a video which is at 142 um 142 views on YouTube, but I see everyone drops off. Almost everyone drops off before. Um, yeah, that's fine. Drop off before they have watched a minute, and that's just raw footage of the streams. So if a video can get 142 views from raw footage, it would be a whole new retake, Sika. The others would still be there, but the audiobook version would be another take. So all my all my videos from stream would still be in a playlist, and all the audiobooks would be in different playlists. So like a Lord of the Ring audiobook playlist, a Beautiful Creatures playlist. These times. Hey, no. I read more than that. So yeah. Well, that's true. Sometimes you love me so much that you want to interrupt me a lot. And then I only read like 10, 15 pages. I will make it up to you in some kind of way. Because I'm me. Why not, Sika? That's the easiest part. But a liar. You can just text me. I would be up to some arrangement also with money, if that's if it needs to come to that. So yes. Chapter 5. The Ride of the Rohirrim. It was dark, and Mary could see nothing as he lay on the ground rolled in blankets. Yet though the night was airless and windless, all about him hidden trees were sighing softly. His head he lifted his head. Then he heard it again, a sound like a faint drums in the wooded hills and mountain steps. The throb would cease suddenly and then be taken up again at some other point. Now nearer, now further off. He wondered if the watchman had heard it. Yeah, or else I will just rent out Zika. He could not see them, but he knew that all around him were the companies of the Rohirrim. He could smell the horses in the dark and could hear their shiftings and their soft stamping on the needle covered ground. The host was bivouacked in the pine woods that clustered about Ilianak Beacon, a tall hill standing up from the long ridges of the Druadan forest that lay beside the great road in East Anorian. Well, wasn't that your suggestion? I thought you suggested that. Oh, for fuck's sake, Zika. And remember, the last Sunday of this month, there's gonna be a giveaway where I'm gonna give away one of the bunny cups. It's gonna be a 15-ounce tea or coffee mug. And is it your birthday tomorrow? So, Wednesday. Um, I can't remember. It is 4.5 deciliter, so almost a half liter. So Wednesday, Earthling 23. And I already had wrote it in. Nice. And you said 23. What? It's not my fault I have a bad memory. So Earthling is from 2002. Okay. Mm. Tired as he was, Mary could not sleep. He had ridden now for 4 days on end, and the ever deepening gloom had slowly weighed down his heart. He began to wonder why he had been so eager to come, when he had been given every excuse, even his lord's command to stay behind. Yeah, I know. He wondered too if the old king knew that he had been disobeyed and was angry. Perhaps not. There seemed to be some understanding between Durmhelm and Elfhelm, the marshal who commanded the Eored in which they were riding. He and all his men ignored Merry and pretended not to hear if he spoke. He might have been just another bag that Durnhelm was carrying. Durnhelm was no comfort. He never spoke to anyone. Mary felt small, unwanted, and lonely. Now the time was anxious, and the host was in peril. They were less than a day's ride from the outwalls of Minas Tirith that encircled the townlands. Scouts had been sent ahead, some had not returned. Others hastening back had reported that the road was held in force against them. A host of the enemy was encamped upon it, 3 miles west of Amundin, and some strength of men was already thrusting along the road and was no more than 3 leagues away. Orcs were rowing in the hills and woods along the roadside. The king and Eomer held council in the watches of the night. What? I only know because I just checked yours. That's the only reason I know. I don't have bunny magic. Oh, that's what you mean. Well, remember, I found mine at 30. I was 30 years old when I found my girlfriend. My mom is 52. No, my mom is not 52. My mom is 57 in some months. I hate people. They're shooting fireworks down here. Yeah. It's like they never stop with it. And it's actually kind of annoying. Well, on to the reading. Mary wanted somebody to talk to, and he thought of Pippin, but that only increased his restlessness. Poor Pippin, shut up in the great city of stone, lonely and afraid. Mary wished he was a tall rider like Eomer, and could blow a horn or something and go galloping to his rescue. He sat up, listening to the drums that were beating again, now nearer at hand. Presently he heard voices speaking low, and he saw dim half-rounded lanterns passing through the trees. Men nearby began to move uncertainly in the dark. A tall figure loomed up and stumbled over him, cursing the tree roots. He recognized the voice of Elmhelm the Marshal. "I am no tree root, sir," he said, "nor a bag, but a bruised hobbit. The least you can do in amends is to tell me what is afoot." "Anything that can keep so in this devil's murk," answered Elfhelm. "But my lord sends word that we must set ourselves in readiness. Orders may come for a sudden move." "Is the enemy coming, then?" asked Miriam anxiously. "Are those their drums?" I began to think I was imagining them, as no one else seemed to take any notice of them. "Nay, nay," said Elfhem. "The enemy is on the road, not in the hills. You hear the voices, the wild men of the woods. Thus they talk together from afar. They still haunt Druadan forest, it is said. Remnants of older time they be, living few and secretly, wild and wary as the beasts. They go not to war with Gondor or the Mark, but now they are troubled by the darkness and the coming of the orcs. They fear lest the dark years be returning, as seems likely enough. Let us be thankful that they are not hunting us, for they use poisoned arrows, it is said, and they are woodcrafty beyond compare. But they have offered their services to Theoden. Even now, one of their headmen is being taken to the king. Yonder go the lights. So much I have heard, but no more. And now I must busy myself with my lord's commands. Pack yourself off, Master Bag. He vanished into the shadows. Master Bag. Mary did not like this talk of wild men and poisoned darts. But quite apart from that, a great weight of dread was on him. Waiting was unbearable. He longed to know what was going to happen. He got up, and soon was walking warily in pursuit of the last lantern before it disappeared among the trees. Presently he came to an open space, where a small tent had been set up for the king under a great tree. A large lantern covered above was hanging from a bough and cast a pale circle of light below. There sat Theoden and Eomer, and before them on the ground sat a strange squat shape of a man, gnarled as an old stone, and the hairs of his scanty beard straggled on his lumpy chin like dry moss. He was short-legged and fat-armed, thick and stumpy, and clad only with grass about his waist. Mary felt that he had seen him before somewhere, and suddenly he remembered the Pupil Men of Dunharrow. Here was one of those olden images brought to life. Or maybe a creature descended in true line. Through endless years from the models used by the forgotten craftsmen long ago, there sat a silence as Mary crept nearer, and then the wild man began to speak. In answer to some question, it seemed. His voice was deep and guttural, yet to Mary's surprise, he spoke the common speech, though in a halting fashion, and uncouth words were mingled with it. No, father of horsemen, he said, we fight not, hunt only, kill Gorgon in woods, hate orc folk. You hate Gorgon too. We help as we can. Wild men have long ears and long eyes, know all paths. Wild men live here before stone houses, before tall men came up out of water. But our need is for aid in battle, said Ilma. How will you and your folk help us? Bring news, said the wild man. We look out from the hills. We climb big mountain and look down. Stone City is shut. Fire burns there outside, now inside too. You wish to come there? Then you must be quick. But Gorgon and men out of far away. He waved a short gnarled arm eastward. Sit on horse road. Very many, more than horsemen. How do you know that? Said Ilma. And now I can't read more before the ads comes. So we're gonna take a little break until the ads are done. It will be a small 3 minutes. Yeah, that's not helping. Yeah. I'm gonna see you in 3 minutes. We are back. Back again. Okay, where did we come to? There. The old man's flat face and dark eyes showed nothing, but his voice was sullen with displeasure. Wild men are wild, free, but not children, he answered. I am great headman, Gan Gan. I count many things, stars in the sky, leaves on trees, men in the dark. You have a score of scores counted 10 times and 5. They have more. Big fight, and who will win? And many more walk round walls of stone houses. Alas, he speaks all too shrewdly, said Theoden, and our scouts say that they have cast trenches and stakes across the road. We cannot sweep them away in sudden onset. Hachiki! Um, and yet we need great haste, said Eomer. Munberg is on fire. Let Ganburigan finish, said the wild man. More than one road he knows. He will lead you by road where no pits are, no Gorgon walk, only wild men and beasts. Many paths were made when Stonehouse's folk were stronger. They carved hills as hunters carve beast flesh. Wild men think they ate stone for food. They went through Duadan to Rimmon with great veins. They, they go no longer. Road is forgotten, but not by wild men. Over hill and behind hill it lies, still under grass and tree. There behind Rimmon and down to Din, and back at the end to Horseman Road. Wild men will show you that road. Then you will kill Gorgon and drive away and drive away bad dark with bright iron, and wild men can go back to sleep in the wild woods. Eomer and the king spoke together in their own language. At length Theoden turned to the wild man. We will receive your offer, he said, for though we leave a host of foes behind, what matter? If the stone city falls, then we shall have no returning. If it is saved, then the Orc host itself will be cut off. If you are faithful, Ganburigan, then we will give you rich rewards, and you shall have the friendship of the Mark forever. It's not a white man, it's a wild man. Dead men are not friends to living men, and give them no gifts, said the wild man. But if you live after the darkness, then leave wild men alone in the woods, and do not hunt them like beasts any more. Ganburigan will not lead you into trap. He will go himself with Father of Horsemen, and if he leads you wrong, you will kill him. So be it, said Theoden. How long will it take to pass by the enemy and come back to the road? Asked Eomer. We must go at foot pace, if you guide us, and I doubt not the way is narrow. Wild men go quick on feet, said Gon. Way is wide for 4 horses in Stonevein Valley yonder. He waved his hand southwards, but narrowing at beginning and at end. Wild men could walk there from here to Din between sunrise and noon. Then we must allow at least 7 hours for the leaders, said Euma. But we must reckon rather on some 10 hours for all. Things unforeseen may hinder us, and if our host is all strung out, it will be long ere it can be set in order when we issue from the hills. What is the hour now? Who knows, said Theoden. All is night now. It is all dark, but it is not all night, said Gon. When sun comes, we feel her, even when she is hidden. Already she climbs over east mountains. It is the opening of day in the sky fields. Then we must set out as soon as may be, said Eomer. Even so, we cannot hope to come to Gondor's aid today. Hi, Leonard. Hi. Or Leo. Eh, eh. I hope the Leo is good. Mary waited to hear no more, but slipped away to get ready for the summons to the march. This was the last stage before the battle. It did not seem likely to him that many of them would survive it, but he thought of Pippin and the flames in Minas Tirith, and thrust down his own dread. All went well that day, and no sight or sound had been of the enemy waiting to waylay them. The wild men had put out a screen of wary hunters, so that no orc or roving spy should learn of the movements in the hills. The light was more dim than ever as they drew nearer to the beleaguered city, and the riders passed in long files like dark shadows of men and horses. Each company was guided by a wildwood man, but old Gon walked beside the king. The start had been slower than was hoped, for it had taken time for the riders, walking and leading the horses, to find paths over the thickly wooded ridges behind the camp and down into the hidden Stonevein Valley. It was late in the afternoon when the leaders came to the white-grey thickets stretching beyond the eastward side of Amundine, and masking a great gap in the line of hills that from Nadal to Din ran east and west. Through the gap the forgotten Wayne road long ago had run down, back into the main horseway from the city, through Anorian. But now for many lives of men, trees had had their way with it, and it had vanished, broken and buried under the leaves on uncounted years. But the thickets offered the riders their last hope of cover before they went into open battle, for beyond them lay the road and the plains of Anduin, while east and southwards the slopes were bare and rocky. As the writhen hills gathered themselves together and climbed up, bastion upon bastion, into the great mass and shoulders of Mindolium. Glad to hear that, Leonard. I do not know why I say Leonard. It's Leo. Leo. The leading company was halted, and as those behind filed up out of the trough of the stone veined valley, they spread out and passed to camping places under the great trees. The king summoned the captains to council. Eomer sent out scouts to spy upon the road, but old Gain shook his head. No good to send horsemen, he said. Wild men have already seen all that can be seen in the bad air. They will come soon and speak to me here. The captains came, and then out of the trees crept verily other pukul shapes, so like old Garn that Mary could hardly tell them apart. They spoke to Garn in a strangely throaty language. But I'm always calling you Leo. That's the reason it annoys me. Presently Garn turned to the king. Wild men say many things, he said. First be wary. Still many men in camp beyond Din, and our walk yonder. He waved his arm west towards the black beacon. But none to see between here and Stonefolk's new walls. Many busy there. Walls stand up no longer. Gorgon knocked them down with earth thunder, and with clubs of black iron. They are unwary and do not look about them. They think their friends watch all roads. At that, old Garn made a curious gurgling noise, and it seemed that he was laughing. Good tidings, cried Eomer. Even in this gloom, hope gleams again. Our enemy's device of serve us in his despite. The accursed darkness itself has been a cloak to us, and now lusting to destroy Gondor and throw it down stone from stone, the orcs have taken away my greatest fear. The outwall could have been held long against us. Now we can sweep through, if once we win so far. Once again I thank you, Ganbarigan of the woods, said Theoden. Good fortune go with you for tidings and for guidance. Kill Gorgun, kill Orkfolk. No other words please wild men, answered Garn. Drive away bad air and darkness with bright iron. To do these things we have ridden far, said the king, and we shall attempt them. But what we shall achieve only tomorrow will show. Ganbarigan squatted down and touched the carth with his horny brow in token of farewell. Then he got up as if to depart. But suddenly he stood looking up like some startled woodland animal, snuffling the strange air. A light came in his eyes. Wind is changing, he cried. And with that, in a twinkling as it seemed, he and his fellows had vanished into the glooms, never to be seen by any rider of Rohan again. Not long after, far away eastward, the faint drums throbbed again. Yet to no heart in all the host came any fear that the wild men were unfaithful, strange, and unlovely though they might appear. We need no further guidance, said Elfhem, for there are riders in the host who have ridden down to Mundburg in days of peace. I, for one. When we come to the road, it will veer south, and there will lie before us still 7 leagues ere we reach the wall of the townlands. Along most of that way, there is much grass on either side of the road. On that stretch, the errant riders of Gondor reckon to their greatest speed. We may ride it swiftly and without great rumour. Huh. Um, I'm just wondering my my videos aren't uploading. And as yeah, because Twitch is also a weirdo. I'll take care of that next break. Yeah, it is. Um, Everything, can you do me a favor and remind me at next break to handle the video? Everything is gone. Hmm. Yeah, it is odd. Thank you, Leo. I appreciate it. Then, since we must look for fell deeds, and the need of all our strength, said Eomer, I counsel that we rest now, and set out hence by night, and so time our going that we come upon the fields when tomorrow is at light, as it will be, or when our Lord gives signal. To this the king assented, and the captains departed, but soon Elfhelm returned. The scouts have found naught to report beyond the grey wood, lord, he said, save 2 men only, 2 dead men and 2 horses. Well, said Eomer, uh, can I do it here? Haha. I found a way to do it on my phone. LOTR book 3. There. Stream 41. I think it's 41 I'm at the moment. View my channel. Yeah, 41. It's public location, yeah. No. This video was recorded while I was streaming or at twitch.tv/demi_delicious. Hi, penguin! Pengu! Goo goo goo! Next. No, it was not made for kids. Age restricted, no. Upload. There we go. Yes. It is uploading now. Woo! Apparently the Twitch export is shit. Doesn't work. So yes. Now it's done. So now I can get that off my back. So that's nice. Well said, Ioma. What of it? This lord. They were errand riders of Gondor. Hergen was one maybe. At least his hand still clasped the red arrow, but his head was hewn off. And this also, It would seem by the signs that they were fleeing westward when they fell. As I read it, they found the enemy already on the outwall or assailing it when they returned, and that would be 2 nights ago if they used fresh horses from the posts. As is their wont, they could not reach the city and turned back. Alas, said Theoden, then Denethor has heard no news of our riding and will despair of our coming. Need brooks no delay, yet late is better than never, said Eomer, and mayhap in this time shall the old saw be proved truer than ever before, since men spoke with mouth. It was night. On either side of the road, the host of Rohan was moving silently. Now the road passing about the skirts of Mindulin turned southward, far away, and most straight ahead there was a red glow under the black sky, and the sides of the great mountain loomed dark against it. They were drawing near the ramas of the Pelennor, but the day was not yet come. The king rode in the midst of the leading company, his household men about him. Elfhelm's Irid came next, and now Merry noticed that Dunhelm had left his place, and in the darkness was moving steadily forward, until at last he was riding just in rear of the king's guard. There came a check. Merry heard voices in front speaking softly. Outriders had come back who had ventured forward almost to the wall. They came to the king. There are great fires, lord, said one. The city is all set about with flame, and the field is full of foes. But all seem drawn off to the assault, as well as we could guess. But there are few left upon the outwall, and they are heedless, busy in destruction. Do you remember the wild man's word, lord? Said another. I live upon the open wold in days of peace. Witfather is my name, and to me also the air brings messages. Already the wind is turning. There comes a breath out of the south. There is a sea tang in it, faint though it be. The morning will bring new things. Above the reek it will be drawn when you pass the wall. Thank you, Alaya. If you speak truly, Witfather, then may you have lived beyond this day in years of blessedness, said Theoden. He turned to the men of his household who were near, and he spoke now in a clear voice, so that many also the riders of the first Irid heard him. Now is the hour come, riders of the mark, sons of oil. Foes and fire are before you, and your homes far behind. Yet though you fight upon an alien field, the glory that you reap there shall be your own forever. Oaths ye have taken, now fulfill them. To lord and land and league of friendship. Men clashed spear upon shield. Eomer, my son, you lead the first Irid, saith Theoden, and it shall go behind the king's banner in the centre. Elfhelm, lead your company to the right when we pass the wall, and Grimbold shall lead his towards the left. Let the other companies behind follow these three that lead, as they have chance. Strike wherever the enemy gathers. Other plans we cannot make. For we have known not yet how things stand upon the field. Forth now, and fear no darkness. The leading company rode off as swiftly as they could, for it was still deep dark. Whatever change Whitfather might forebode, Mary was riding behind Durnhelm, clutching with the left hand, while with the other he tried to loosen his sword in his sheath. He felt now bitterly the truth of the old king's words. In such a battle, what would you do, Meriadoc? Just this he thought: encumber a rider, and hope at best to stay in my seat, and not be pounded to death by galloping hoofs. It was no more than a league to where the outwalls had stood. They soon reached them, too soon for Mary. Wild cries broke out, and there was some clash of arms. Yeah, bye-bye, Leia. Have a great night. But it was brief. The orcs busy about the walls were few and amazed, and they were quickly slain or driven off. Before the ruin of the north gate, in the Ramos the king halted again. The first Eure drew up behind him, and about him on either side. Durnhelm kept close to the king, though Elfhelm's company was away on the right. Grimbold's men turned aside, and was away on and passed round to a great gap in the wall further eastward. Mary peered from behind Durnhelm's back. Far away, maybe 10 miles or more, there was a great burning, but between it and the riders, lines of fire blazed in vast crescents. At the nearest point, less than a league distant, he could make out little more on the dark plain, and as yet he neither saw any hope of the morning, nor felt any wind. Changed or unchanged, now silently the host of Rohan moved forward into the field of Gondor, pouring in slowly but steadily, like the rising tide through breaches in a dike that men have thought secure. But the mind and will of the Black Captain were bent wholly on the falling city, and as yet no tidings came to him warning that his designs held any flaw. After a while the king led his men away somewhat eastward, to come between the fires and the siege, and the outer fields. Still they were unchallenged, and still Theoden gave no signal. At last he halted once again. The city was now nearer. A smell of burning was in the air, and a very shadow of death. The horses were uneasy, but the king sat upon Snowmane, motionless, gazing upon the agony of Minas Tirith, as if stricken suddenly by anguish or by dread. He seemed to shrink down, cowed by age. Merry himself felt as if a great weight of horror and doubt had settled on him. His heart beat slowly. Time seemed poised in uncertainty. They were too late. Too late was worse than never. Perhaps Theoden would quail, bow his old head, turn, slink away to hide in the hills. Then suddenly Mary felt it at last. Beyond doubt, a change. Wind was in his face, light was glimmering, Far, far away in the south, the clouds could be dimly seen as remote grey shapes, rolling up, drifting. Morning lay beyond them. But at that same moment, there was a flash, as if lightning had sprung from the earth beneath the city. For a searing second, it stood dazzling far off in black and white, its topmost tower like a glittering needle, and then as the darkness closed again, there came rolling over the fields a great boom. At that sound, the bent shape of the king sprang suddenly erect. Tall and proud he seemed again, and rising in his stirrup, he cried in a loud voice, more clear than any there had ever heard. More clear than any there had ever heard a mortal man achieve before. Arise, arise, riders of Theoden! Fell deeds awake, fire and slaughter. Spears shall be shaken, shields be splintered. A sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises. Right now, right now, ride to Gondor. With that he seized a great horn from Guthlaf, his banner bearer, and he blew such a blast upon it that it burst asunder. And straightway all the horns in the host were lifted up in music, and the blowing of the horns of the Rohan in that hour was like a storm upon the plain, and of thunder in the mountains. Right now, right now, ride to Gondor. Suddenly the king cried to Snowmane, and the horse sprang away. Behind him his banner blew in the wind, white horse upon a field of green, but he outpaced it. After him thundered the knights of his house, but he was ever before them. Eomer rode there, the white horse tail on his helm, floating in his speed, and the front of the first Irid roared like a breaker foaming to the shore. But Theoden could not be overtaken. Fey he seemed, or the battle fury of his fathers ran like new fire in his veins, and he was borne up on Shadowmane like a god of old, even as Erome, the great in the battle of the valor when the world was young. His golden shield was uncovered, and lo, it shone like an image of the sun, and the grass flamed into green about the white feet of his steed. For morning came, morning and the wind from the sea, and darkness was removed. And the hosts of Mordor wailed, and terror took them, and they fled, and died, and the hoofs of wrath rode over them. And then all the hosts of Rohan burst into song, and they sang as they slew, for the joy of battle was on them, and the sound of their singing, that was fair and terrible, came even to the city. That was an amazing, amazing chapter. But that is all for today. And as you can see, yeah. I don't know. I usually have something with chicken and then some salad, tomato, and cucumber on top. But to be honest, I don't know. That's just what I usually have because I like chicken. But yes, that was amazing. I love that. I also I also think you could hear it in my voice how much I love that. But yes, we will go find someone to annoy. Ooh, I know exactly who we are going to today. I know exactly where we're going. Can I get some raid messages, please, and thank you. We are going to someone called Nina Jane Ard. Thank you. And next time, a lot of orcs will die, and they will all be run over by horses. Thank you for today, and thank you for being here. I'm gonna see you all next Sunday, and I hope to see you there. And don't forget, we have a giveaway the 23rd, so show up, and your possibility to earn your own kingdom mug will be there. Have it nice, and I will say bye-bye. Bye-bye.